So, how do you accomplish big things? Some of the weird, crazy things I've done in my life are built a solar car and raced it from Chicago to Los Angeles, created a fertility app that became the number one health app in the United States, and now working on ecstatic dance and bringing live ecstatic dance with a band to festivals around the world. So, I haven't accomplished that last one yet, but it's the one I'm working on. And because I've accomplished these other big, weird things in my life, I've realized that there's a method that I use to do this, to break these big goals down into smaller steps that makes them more reasonable and more actionable. And so I want to introduce this concept of the three-step strategy to accomplish anything big. And the way that goes is you take whatever big goal you have and you break it down into three steps. You're like, first, I got to do A. Once I do A, that's going to enable B. Then once I do B, that's going to enable C, and I'm going to get to the end and accomplish the big goal. So, for example, right now with this ecstatic dance project, step one was make the music. So I spent a lot of last year making music that I wanted to perform live. Then step two was assemble a band. So I spent 6 months earlier last year, at the end of last year, putting together a group of players that I really respect and admire. And then step three was put together the show. And now we've done two live ecstatic dances here in Nashville. We've got a third one coming up in February on the 19th. And that having that show is then going to enable us to go and book this and go on tour around the country. So whatever big thing you're working on, there's probably a way to break it down into three steps. And when you write down those three steps, it just immediately makes it more actionable and more less overwhelming, because you can just focus on step one, do step one, then step two, do step two, then step three. And then if you want, you can make another three-step strategy plan. So it's a nice way to break big hairy goals into these little bite-sized smaller things that are easier to get going and easier to action. So try it out. Let me know how it works for you.